Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Janet and I'll be showing you my April bullet journal setup for 2021. And I'll be showing you my merch that I got from Amanda Rach Lee. I bought some washi tape sets from her and I'm so excited to finally have some and use some. So this month theme, I decided to go up with The Sims. The reason why I went with The Sims is because I've been playing it since 2014 and I want to pay tribute to their 21st anniversary, which was back in February, and I'm just using it for this month theme. So again, with the whole spring theme too, I decided to go with a pop-up design with a tree. It's very simplistic, so I will try my best with a tutorial and how to do this pop-up, so just follow along. So you're gonna grab a brown construction paper. If not, you can draw out on a white piece of paper and color it in later, but basically you want to draw out 4 rectangles that are 6 centimeters long by 3 centimeters tall, and you want to have 2 rectangles that are 6 centimeters long by 2 centimeters tall. So once you have that all drawn out on your construction paper or piece of paper, you want to cut them out. Again, take your time, safety first. If you're a child watching this video and you want to follow along with this tutorial, I do recommend you to have an adult there with you to cut out for you. Once you have your 6x3s cut out, you want to basically grab that piece and fold it down 1 centimeters, and then on the other part should be at least 2 centimeters tall now. But basically with the 6x3s, you want to divide it horizontally. You want to divide the piece by 3 different sections, so you should have 3 6x1s on the 6x3s, 1 folded and 1 drawn, just like how you guys see it. Basically, you're gonna have that 4 or 3 different times. So again, just try your best to follow along. So with the 6x3 on the folded part, that's where you're gonna cut off most of the paper. So on the folded part on both sides, you want to cut at least 1 centimeters in and cut the bottom at a slant, and then in the middle you want to cut out a little triangle, so you should have 2 trapezoid flaps at the bottom. With the triangle cut out, you should have a line straight down. You're gonna cut out 1 centimeters from that triangle half mark, and then at the end of the flap you want to cut out 1 centimeters long till it hits the line, and then on the other side you want to cut it 1 centimeters down to the line. And if you need a little repeat on where to cut, I do advise you to slow the video down and watch carefully. I already had the lines drawn on beforehand when it came to this part. This is just an extra step. You guys don't have to do this part if you don't have it, but basically I'm using a paper cutter that kind of cuts the corner into round corners for me. If you don't have the necessary tool, you don't have to do it. You can just keep the rectangles corners pointy, but I decided to cut it round just to match the old round bullet journal papers. But from there, you're gonna grab your two pieces and you're gonna connect them like so. So the part that's folded, there's a centimeter that you cut towards that line. You get it connected to the other piece that you cut a centimeters down. So basically the centimeters in is gonna connect to the centimeters down like so. So you should have something like that, but you're gonna repeat the steps 2 more times like so. And if you guys want to follow more of my work and my art, just to let you guys know, I do have a Instagram where I post my creations on. You can take a look at that in the description. I'll put a link to that down below. If not, it's also on the screen. As well as I do art live streams or bullet journal live streams of my weekly streams every week on Twitch. I'll also put a link down below for that, but it's also gonna be on the screen right now for you to see. If not, just follow along or enjoy the chill vibes. So once you have your pieces cut out and you connect them all, it should look like something like so. It's basically your base for your tree. You gotta just move it to the side. Now with the 6x2s, you want to cut them out, and if you want to, you don't have to, but you're basically gonna cut the round corners to your piece of paper and trace it to another construction paper where you should create your own tree, draw your own tree. If not, just print out a tree. Whatever you guys decide to do, go for it. But unfortunately for me, just to save some time for this tutorial, I decided to just went with a print design. Now if you do decide to draw your own tree, I do recommend you guys to draw it as simple as possible, so you guys don't have to be cutting out so many little parts or details to your tree. So you are gonna cut out another tree on a different construction paper, so you should have a total of 2 trees. So like I said, if you draw it, keep it simple as possible. You also want to draw another one or trace that tree that you cut out on a different construction paper, just to save some time so you don't have to draw a different design for the tree. If not, just print the same one and cut it out like so. Gotta move your trash to the side so you can have a clean board to work on, if you know what I mean. I will clean up the trash after when I'm done, just to save some time. I'm just moving it to the side. Again, I printed out my design on Google. You can probably find a simple tree design like so on Google and print it out if you like. Don't print out something too complicated. Keep it simple as possible. So once you finish cutting out your trees, you should have 2 of the same design like so, if not something similar to each other. What I did was basically line up the trees on top of each other and then draw a line straight down. One tree had a line from the top down to the middle, and then the other one was from the bottom to the middle. Then you want to cut out that 1 centimeters that you cut out on the base and cut 1 centimeter on both sides of the base down. And then once you have that, you're gonna cut the tree down on the line you drew in half and then connect it like so. Once you have that, you're gonna grab a piece of tape. I couldn't find my tape that I usually use. I use double-sided tape thinking it will work, but it didn't. But I finally got to use Amanda Rachley's washi tape. I used that as my tape instead, and it came in handy, guys. But basically, you're gonna tape it 2 pieces down, one on top and one at the bottom of the tree on 3 sides of the cut. So once you have a tape, you can unravel it and you'll have something like so. You're gonna bring the tree through for that pop-up base, and I guess kind of self-explanatory. You kind of cut a centimeters on the tree. You're gonna connect it in the middle of the base like so. So you should have something like that. This is where the tricky part comes in. You want to grab your glue and glue down to the trapezoid flaps on like so, and then kind of make sure that you glue it and make sure it sticks down. Then once you have it kind of stayed still, you want to make sure that the journal folds down properly, or folds properly and folds the tree properly. And as you can see, my tree kind of popped out. But I will fix it. Just give me a second. Again, with a pop-up design, you gotta play trial and error kind of thing, just to make sure it fits and make sure it stays. Yes, doing a pop-up design is never simple, it's never perfect. It just takes some time, guys. So if you're struggling with this part, do take your time. And I thought the solution for my pop-up to stay was to cut a little bit of the base design on the tree to keep the flaps a little shorter, and it did help. I'm just applying glue on all the trapezoid folds and making sure it stays on the paper. Once I have it all glued and it's all down, applying pressure on it, and then keeping my journal closed for a while. Make sure the flaps hold, and then cutting all the excess branches off and making the tree look cleaner now. Cutting a little more, making sure my tree doesn't stick out too much. So if you do fold the tree and glue it in, do cut out the excess paper that sticks out so it doesn't ruin your tree. So once you have it all cut out, you don't have to do the plum bots, guys. I decided to go with the Sims design, but if you want to recreate design, go ahead. But I basically printed out plum bots on construction paper and cut them out individually and glue them on my tree and around my tree, making it look like fallen leaves. And then I made some stickers that spells out the word April in the Sims 4 font, as well as a little saying from the Sims, Sul Sul, meaning hello in Sim language. But again, feel free to use flowers or leaves or whatever you guys wish to use. You don't have to go with the plum bots. By the way, guys, any tips to kind of peel the sticker off that you cut out individually off faster? Because I had so much struggle this time around just peeling off my stickers that I created, and I don't know why it was so hard. Some of it was hard, most of the time was hard. Other times it was like, okay, it peeled off pretty easily. Most of the time I was struggling. Back to my spread. Continuing with the Sims theme. For the calendar layout, I decided to go with the Create a Sims theme. So in the Create Sims, in the icons, where you pick your traits and your aspirations, basically the aspirations are shaped as hexagons, but it's not laying flat on its side, it's actually pointy. Some of it is flat, most of the time it's pointy, laying pointy. So I decide for the days of the calendar to use the hexagon kind of as the trait design for the days of the month. And then from there I kind of recreated the Create Sims layout kind of thing. And basically the traits are like connected to you or connected to one another, but couldn't draw them connected, so I just drew squiggly lines to connect each other. And then using my washi tapes that says the days of the week, I use that and cut it out and placed them where it was needed. On the left side of the page, you can leave that part as your notes for the month. If not, you can put a design, but to fill out the empty right blank spot to my calendar on the right page, I decided to use my leftover cutouts of my plum bots and just lay them out or glue them in different directions, making it look more filled. After my calendar layout, you guys know what's next. It is my habit tracker and mood tracker. So I kind of had an idea already planned out of what my mood tracker and habit tracker was gonna look like. So my habit tracker is basically like in the Sims 4, you have moods or things that you kind of have to keep yourself satisfied in. So there's like 6 of them. One is your bladder and your hygiene. Another one is your hygiene. Another one is you being social and talkative, and in order to keep that up, you gotta talk to people either on the phone, computer, or actually in person, whatever. Another trait that you gotta kind of keep satisfied for your sim is the fun trait. So the fun trait can be like playing chess or reading a book, watching TV, or just doing some of your hobbies on the computer and whatnot. And then last is your sleep bar, your energy bar, where it tells you like, oh, your sim is tired, you need to go to sleep. If not, you're gonna pass the heck out on the floor right now. So basically, for my habit tracker, I was like, well, why not just make that as my habit tracker? And then for my mood tracker, I decide going with the whole plum bot. The plum bot, I decided to draw all 31 plum bot blank on my mood tracker, and then I'm gonna color them in like so, depending on my mood. Now the reason why I went with the plum bot design is because the plum bots have so many different colors. Even when you die, it has a different color. So depending on what color I use, you guys will see eventually what it will look like. But basically, it's gonna look pretty cool once they're all colored in according to my mood. Oh, this is very tiring. So just bear with me, guys. Once I finish with those two pages, you guys know what's next if you guys been watching my videos. Usually what's next after my mood and habit tracker is my playlist page, as well as my brain dump page. This time around, unfortunately, I did not do my playlist page in this video. I'm doing it afterwards. But basically, your playlist page can be anything you want. The music that you're listening to, the new music you're interested to, your favorites. You guys can put as many songs down in on that page. But going back, once I finish those two layouts, is very simple. I keep it simple as possible. But I went back to my habit tracker because for my habit trackers, I decided to cut out some of the Sims 4 icons to be my habit tracker designs for the circles. So depending on the icons, and so they're basically the tasks or things that I try to keep up with to do every single day. So laundry, the vacuum is to clean my room, the shoe running is workout and whatnot. Continuing with my bullet journal setup, I'm showing you my first week spread for April, or the end of March / beginning of April. So the first week I decided to go with a different layout, not what I usually like to do. It's one of those designs where I'm like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I don't really like it, but you know what? Might as well try it. So I went for it this time around. But basically, in the game, if you guys heard of The Sims 4 or seen people playing it or whatnot, you kind of have this screen and basically at the bottom tells you like, oh, your work schedule or your skill trait or whatnot, the camera and the shopping cart or whatever, if you want to explore the gallery or buy new furniture for your house. And then in the middle you have your, depending if you have the expansion packs and whatnot, you have your weather or your season tracker telling you the day, the week it is, and then from there, if it's the temperature, if it's hot or cold, or that for the day. So that's what I kind of did in this week theme for The Sims, which is interesting and different, and I thought it was really cute once I finished it. But basically, you have your pause button, you have your play button, you have your fast forward ×2, and then your fast forward ×3. Then you have another camera button. Then on the other side, you have your phone icon, your calendar icon, and your home icon. And then on the very end of the side, you have your whatever the heck your sim is doing and your money, how much money you have. But basically, instead of writing the money I just wrote a cheat code that says Mother Lord. But basically, using the washi tapes, I kind of laid it out already and use them as my design, breaking the page into 7 different days of the week, and then just adding some stickers to my layout. These stickers, I basically printed them out, but I bought it on Etsy from a lovely user. It came in definitely good hands. I'm so glad I got them, because I'm like, oh my god, I've been wasting so much on the Happy Planner stickers and my goals, and I was like, I can basically print out my own stickers or people stickers online digitally and print them out myself, instead of going to Michael's and wasting $20 for a whole pack. But there you guys have it. This is my April setup video for 2021, which is The Sims with my pop-up tree and my plum bots, my calendar, my habit tracker and my mood tracker, my playlist and brain dump page, very simple, and my weekly setup. I hope you guys liked this video. If so, hit that thumbs up button and come back for more content. Bye guys, and see you guys next time.